energy is the Ace of Wands. So we're coming to the end of the week, and yet the fire is revving up. It's like this party is just getting started. There's some kind of enthusiasm, something that you are driven to achieve. So your ambitions are behind the events of today. And for some of you, you may be very pleased by this new turn of events. It could be at work, at home, or both, but whatever it is, there's some benefit here. Maybe you stand to gain greatly, whether it's right now, in the near future, or in the long run, due to some changes that are occurring. It may not even be that you played a role in those changes. Nevertheless, you receive some kind of reward. Maybe you're offered an opportunity, or you're forced to make some changes. Could be your job, could be your attitude, your behavior, some shifts in your relationship, whatever it is. Even if you were resistant, ultimately you'll be glad you made these changes, because a dramatic change today could mean that you get a promotion, or you move up the ladder of success, or you solidify a relationship, you connect to someone you're attracted to. Maybe there's a happier, more lucrative job change waiting for you. Some of you really take into account yourself. And remember, yesterday's card was the Death card, reinventing yourself. And so some self-awareness causes you to make some changes in your social habits or your behavior. And whatever change you make either increases or decreases your emotional availability. Now, we also talked about yesterday, speaking of emotional availability, how the Death card can indicate where you've closed yourself off. You refuse to see things, hear things. You're self-contained. You don't want to have an open dialogue. So, it could go either way. You could make a change for the better or for the worse. Now, positively, there may be some kind of financial boost, an increase in your financial security. And because you're feeling like you're more on solid ground, it revives your enthusiasm about life, your desire for companionship, or maybe it helps you make your relationship with a loved one better. What's good can be even better given some kind of improved circumstance. But negatively, this is fire. And when you play with fire, there's always the possibility that you could get burned. So today there's a risk of burning yourself out, trying really hard to make something happen to no avail. And in the end, feeling burned out about it because you were trying to force matters to go your way. Some of you, your relationship is more vulnerable than you expected because of some outside pressures from other people's problems that are spilling over into your affairs. An example might be you're married, the partner's children having issues. Now you're having to deal with their issues, although they're not your children, technically per se. So, that's just an example. So something outside of you and someone you're close to is now under threat due to something external. Now, some of you might surprise yourself. You may move forward on something by starting a relationship that you already know is not going to work out for whatever reason. Or it could be that you and a loved one decide to end the relationship. Maybe you do or they do. And it comes about in a time or in a way that really takes both of you off guard. Maybe the chain of events leads to a particular juncture and one of you suddenly has a feeling, a mood, and says something, and now you both are like, wow, where did that come from? And yet, the aftermath is the end of this relationship. If you're unwilling to accept the mistakes that you've made in the past, you can seriously undermine your progress today. So today is about feeling the fire. Maybe there's a strong emotional or physical attraction to someone. This is fire, so that would mean you needed to act on it. Otherwise, that fire could burn out. All aces are the potential for, given your effort applied. So for some of you, the Ace of Wands today signals a major change. Perhaps it comes as a result of matters outside of your control. It may be a sudden change that alters the course of your life in some way, your path, as well as the lives of other people, perhaps people that are connected to you. But today, even if you experience some kind of challenge or setback, it brings a realization to you. It gives you some clarity where you start to realize that you're better off, given this circumstance, or better prepared to handle matters than even you expected.